Yo, peace everybody. It's your man Soular. If you clicked on this video, then you are definitely meant to be here. I believe that, you know, nobody's really smarter than another person. Some people are more tapped in than other people. Some people are more authentic than other people. I don't believe that anyone's smarter than each other because we all have connection to the same source of all information and knowledge. Some people just choose to use it, some people don't. So with these videos, what I like to do is I like to share my perspectives. I like to share the truth that I'm acknowledging in any given day. And I know that this wisdom has helped and will continue to help many, many people. So here we go. Right now, I want to talk to us about leadership, because you may not consider yourself to be a leader. You may not be a captain. You may not be, anything of that nature. But I want you to always remember this, is that even though you may not consider yourself to be a leader, a follower, or what's the word? What's that word when they stay alone, where you were isolated, introvert? You might consider yourself to be an introvert. Well, I want you guys to understand these things. I don't care what you want to be. What you're doing and the frequency you're vibrating at, what you're emitting, is what people are going to pick up. So even if you're not a captain or a pilot, people might just follow you. You may not know why you've inspired somebody today. It could be how you wore your hair. It could be the color that you chose. It could be you doing the very thing that that person was afraid to do, but to you it's nothing. To them it's everything. You never know the type of impact and effect that you could have. Another thing that I want to highlight is in the things that we do in our private time, the things that we do that we might think people don't pay attention to, it echoes just as loud. Think about this. I was just, with my family. My great grandmother just passed, and I was with my family, and I'm sitting in this room with all of these different people, but they're all my family. And it made me think like so deeply about how many people I didn't know, how many people I do know, all these different things. And I started thinking about my great grandmother. I'm like, yo, she didn't know that this was the room she was going to create. I don't think my great grandmother knew that she was going to populate a building with completely unique people that are one family that she created. And, I think that's amazing. Just with our love stories, our relationships, and our bonds, they end up creating moments like today, things that bring all these people together for one common purpose in a room that I haven't seen for years. That's very deep to me. This is all have to do with leadership, because you never know what it is that you're doing that could be trickling down the line. This is why it's important to always do righteous things. I'm not here to preach to you to just be a good person and this and that. Like, no, the reason why you do righteous things is because, yes, you've all heard that the energy you put out comes back to you. You've already heard that. Yeah, I'm sure. But I think of it like this, if I'm going to live in truth and I see things for what they are, and somebody angry, or somebody who's not living in truth, or someone who sees things from their perceptions alone, or choose to live in lies to any degree by choice, willful ignorance, that exists. I am not going to sit there and respond to that person and let that person or let that energy get me outside of my truth. If I'm really sitting and owning and honing in on that truth and that authenticity, there's nothing that anybody could really say to me. There's nothing anybody could really do to take away from that truth. You see, that truth is forever. If somebody can say something and do something to you and it changes how you felt, then you never really had control of it in the first place. I want you to realize that you are a leader. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are a captain, you are a pilot, you are blazing a trail for people you don't know who are following you yet. You don't know who may be following you. And this is why it's important to be righteous yet again, because it's weird to say that you love somebody and then set a horrible example for them. It's weird to demand respect from somebody and then disrespect them all day. That's weird. And I experience that. I see that all the time. People want so many different things from me, but have no idea how to give the very thing that they're requesting. So I want you to realize that another level of being a leader is realizing that where am I leading myself to? Where am I leading others to as well? A leader is allowed to be a follower in the sense that where are you leading yourself to? Are you going to have a teacher? You can have teachers, you can have guides, you can have things of that nature, but the only thing that you should answer to and consult realistically, because of all the corruption in this world, is God, your heart. Listen to yourself, tap into yourself, really listen to that truth within yourself, because you're probably right. You're probably right initially. When you overthink things and you start to make things try to make sense, this is when things start to go wrong. I knew it, man. I should have seen it, man. I seen that a mile ago. Wait, man, I knew it. It always be like that, but it's okay. So realize that, yes, we are all leaders, and it's not your choice to have followers or not. Your follower could be a world leader. You don't know how you could do something so small or minute to you, but it's so big and massive to them. You never know. This is another reason why it's important to put things out. But even as I say this, if you put nothing out, if you try to keep everything private even, what you're going to learn inevitably is that everything that you do will echo and will ripple into reality at one point in time. My great-grandmother couldn't see the room today of all the people that came together for her, you know what I'm saying, in this moment of her passing. However, I can see it. We can see it. I can see and feel what it's like to worry about the judgment of others who haven't seen me in years. And I can even feel myself getting ready to judge others that I haven't seen in years. But the reality remains the same. I love them. They love me. We're all family. It's cool. It really don't matter. We accept each other. We tolerate each other for certain reasons. And I think everybody's really on their best behavior all the time when it comes to family, is because we know that we're influencing each other. We have children everywhere around. We were the children at some point in time. So we understand the importance of this influence. We're all leaders. And I want y'all to understand that. We're all leaders, and people are following you, whether they know it or not. Sometimes they might subconsciously just start doing what you was doing. They might subconsciously just start copying you. They may not even notice. You might cross your legs and then they might cross their legs. It's simple stuff. You might yawn and then they might yawn. Humans literally have something known as mirror neurons. This isn't just me preaching or anything like that. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you how things work. High frequency is neutral, which is the truth. High frequency isn't just positive. That can be an illusion. That can be a lie. And high frequency isn't just seriousness, and all stoic. That's not it either. What high frequency is the truth. It's balance. It's neutral. So, as long as the happiness is real, it's authentic. If the happiness is fake, it's not. If the happiness is fake, it's low frequency. If the happiness is real, it's high frequency. If the sadness is fake, it's low frequency. If the sadness is real, it's high frequency. It's the ability to adapt and to understand. Like, you have emotional intelligence with that. You're allowed to feel all things that life has to offer, but it doesn't mean that you have to be subject to being controlled by all things that life has to offer. The one thing that you're supposed to stay in control of at all given times is yourself. So emotional intelligence goes without being said. Emotional intelligence goes without being said. What needs to be understood deeper than any of these different things is not just the influence that you have on people, and not just the influence that people have on you. It's really the connection to source. It's really that connection to God. It's really being able to hear the truth, feel the truth, see the truth, smell the truth. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, we can smell a lie. Like, it's so funny. A lot of people may not have the same religions, but you can put them in the same space, and they'll all be like, okay, that was real, or okay, that's BS, or okay, all right. People can tell. It's so funny. Even if it's their own religion, they still can feel the BS. Sometimes when it's their own religion, they can feel when it's that outside of everything that they've been taught, a real moment or a real feeling or real event. So I want to make this video to help people not only take some accountability and responsibility for their leadership qualities, and how following is very important to do the right way. You don't want to just follow recklessly. Follow from your heart. Follow from the truth. Do what you truly believe to do. Do what God told you to do. Because if at the end of the day, if there's, you can't go wrong there. Do what God wants you to do. Okay. In order to do what God wants you to do, you got to talk to God. That means you got to ask God. You got to talk to God. You got to ask questions. You got to put things out there. And then deeper than that, you got to listen. You got to learn how to listen to God. Can you hear? Can you see? They say heaven's in your midst, but can you see it? Go check out my song, Midas Touch, Solar Amore Ray. The song is called Midas Touch. I talk about heaven being in our midst and all these things being right in front of our faces, but people not being able to even see it. So the truth is there. The truth is in us. The truth is all around us. And I'm not here to teach the too much of that because it's there. If I could teach us how to access that and how to hone in on that, that's what I'll do. But with all that being said, you know what I'm saying? I just want everybody to be more conscious of what they do, because there are others watching them. The things you do behind closed doors do ripple to the forefront. And so you can use this to your advantage by doing good, by doing righteous, by doing the right thing behind closed doors, by being moral and doing things of that nature, okay? So with that being said, Soular Moray, I'm out. Y'all go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and go check out my music. Just type in Soular Moray on any platform. You're going to see me, all right? Peace, guys.